So on to Roma, and they've been prolific in terms of chance creation this season. They've been big scorers, but they've also succumbed to quite a few avoidable defeats. They lost heavily to Napoli and Atalanta, and you've got to think, if you've got anything about your title credentials to be somewhat convincing, then you need to be winning those games, or at least not losing, especially not in the manner that they did, which was, I think, by 3 and 4 goals. In the summer, they added Marash Kumbulla from Hellas Verona, and I was just sort of wondering, it doesn't appear that as though he's played an awful lot. He's got around 500 minutes, but what's the adaptation sort of been?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of just solid competition for a place in the three back. So they got Smalling, who was so good last year that he and Gianluca Mancini pretty much have strolled in, and then the last competition for a space with Ibanez that's come over. But then also I'm pretty sure that Kumbulla got COVID, so that probably hasn't helped him. But I think it's just general. I don't think he's been poor at all. I think it's just general competition for places, which is healthy for a club like Roma.
I suppose the question that I'm really asking here is that Roma have started well. They're third in the league, behind AC Milan and Inter. They're only 4 points off the top. They've won 10 of their 16. You know, Usually you'd say that is a team who are going to be pushing for a title, but at the same time, they've what you said at the beginning of the podcast was that they're perhaps not the most convincing. So what is it that gives you that impression that they probably won't keep pace with the eventual winner?
Not necessarily that they're not prepared, but I think obviously you've got to compare their squad with those they're competing against, and it's obviously not as deep. I think they're looking like they have a very strong defensive line, but I think the thing that I worry about the most with Roma is the firepower. I think they're very reliant on Mkhitaryan up front, and probably need to see a little bit more out of some of their other attacking threats to counteract a potential decline in form or anything or an injury. So yeah, I'm still not convinced, although they're flying high in third at the moment. But yeah, 22 games to go, and they've looked strong in many times in the last 5 or 6 seasons, and eventually start to tail off in the second half. So it's kind of more of a I'll believe it when I see it type of thing with Roma.